Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Meeting of Minds. On the left side, as the Death Guard, we've got MrBlueDude. On the right hand side, as the Tower Empire, we have got Vrax. Vrax will be opening up with triple stealth suit teams, a jetpack research, F-class builder, and a Tower barracks. And MrBlueDude is going to go for triple Nurgle cultists, a Temple of Disease, and a Scourge generator. He's also gone for the second plague company, which allows his vehicles to drain health of anyone who's nearby. And the Plague Lord, he has a little bit of like a blight aura around him, which reduces the armor of nearby dudes and dudettes. So not a favoured matchup for the Death Guard, I do believe. I mean, lots of fiery bits coming from the Tower Barracks, which the Death Guard might have a bit of difficulty with. The cultists will die very quickly to that fire. And depending on what MrBlueDude goes for from the Temple of Disease, I mean, they're not going to be winning any firefights anytime soon. They also have a bit of a difficulty with infiltration detection. I do believe, yeah, your cultist champions need a gift repository to be able to get one of those guys in. They're able to detect infiltrated units, but as we say, these guys can get killed pretty quickly. And they can also get some flies from the Fethlet Null, which are infiltrated, acting very much like a skull probe, like the regular Space Marines. You're going to go for some Assault Plague Marines, which are deceptively quick. You'd think they're quite slow, but actually, once they get within a charge radius, they're actually quite swift and nimble, so will all depend on the micro of Vrax. Now he is, I assume, yeah, you're going to go for a Tower Commander. Now, if he's able to get off a decent, I mean, I don't know where the engagement is going to happen, but if he's able to get off a decent snare trap to slow down the Assault Marines, to give these Fire Warriors a bit of time to fire, that should go off well. But if that's not the case, then the Assault Plague Marines will be able to slap them down where it hurts. Also, another thing to take into consideration is due to the lack of infiltration detection, there might be a chance for the scouts, or not scouts, sorry, the stealth suits to snag all these critical locations. The countdown victory is on, so that might be a factor as the game goes on, while everyone's just capturing their nearest and dearest. Assault Marines moving on into the centre. And the Tower Fire Warriors, they're not going to push out. They're thinking, right, well, chance of us having a bad time while not being spotted by a Tower Commander is probably quite high. But no, okay, right, you're going to do it anyway. Ignore me. Ah, right, that's because he spawned. There we go. That's the thing. I know what's going on. I have a rough idea sometimes. Assault Marines umming and ahhing, thinking about it. You may as well go in just to poke their heads about, see what's going on. After all, MrBlueDude does not know whether Vrax has gone for a Kroot opening or a Tower Fire Warrior opening. But no, he has gone for the Tower Fire Warrior opening, because that just makes sense. Gosh darn it. That's the sensible thing to do in this environment. Especially as well, because like every time we kill a Plague Marine, they do have a tendency to explode. Probably, I don't know whether that's just an effect. I don't know whether that's just like a thing that just happens. In fact, will it say on their tooltips? That's a good question. I don't think it does. We shall check. No, it doesn't mention about them exploding. So I think that is just purely a visual aspect of it. I do know that in Dawn of War 2, when a Plague Marine blows up, it does heal everyone else around him. I'm fairly certain that is not the case in Dawn of War Unification. Every Death Guard game, I always have to double check all the individual companies on the Dawn of War Unification website, the wiki, and I've not seen anything about that on there. And as we say, the Submarines not really able to get too close, but there is another squad over here, also been spotted by some Nurgle cultists. So if one to be able to chase after the Tower Commander, another to be able to chase after the Fire Warrior team, should be able to keep on top of them, but there is a third one coming out. And you can't go wrong with a ball of Fire Warriors in any matchup, really. I can't think of many where it wouldn't do all that well. Wonderful placement of the snare traps when these guys follow suit. They will. Oh, no, they see it. Spotted it. It does take a little while to set up before it goes infiltrated. Actually snaring all of those Assault Marines. Hugely annoying. Thankfully, they are in the heavy cover there. It will massively increase their survivability. Before then allowing them to run on forward. And will they get snared by another one? It'd be very unfortunate if they did. I imagine to run straight over it. Very nice stuff. And as we say, quite quick, all things considered. One dude, oh, that one dude also captures all these guys. Well, that's very annoying. Allowing the tower to just work their way through the armour of the Assault Plague Marines. are still quite alive, and they're actually reinforcing very, very quickly. So it does allow them to stay in the game, even if they do take a significant amount of casualties. Fire Warrior is quite expensive to reinforce, 70 blue each. So any models lost, I mean, what is this? It's also 50 blue for the Assault Plague Marines. So pound for pound, if they're trading evenly, model-wise, the Death Guard will come out on top economically from this exchange. I do love they're just sprinting off, bonking these guys high on the fist. But it does mean, though, that when they knock them down, then that does kind of like save the town model itself. Obviously, then they start attacking the nearest thing to them. Actually slows them down a little bit in the actual killing of the Fire Warriors, but it at least ties them up. And as no surprise to anyone, Fire Warriors are not big fans of close combat. Might be an idea to get some breaches. But to be fair, the micro here is pretty good. I do like how Vrax is basically moving one squad back at a time. It's like a controlled fallback. There's always something firing at any one given time. Also upgrading this listening post for additional firepower. Now, one Tower Fire Warrior squad running that way, the other's running that way, so it's a nice spread out of fighting forces. One Plague Marine snagged over here, but the rest of his squad is meandering on this side. Not sure what he's actually thinking. Trying to go out on his own. Tower Commander goes down. That's quite the pain. Quite expensive lad to replace at this stage of the game, but he will be instantly replaced. Oh no, never mind, he's going to go for a Piranha Skimmer instead. Remarkably cheap. Quite fragile, but his vehicle armour should helpfully, or hopefully, be able to resist the double knives of the assault squads. Are we able to get other different close combat weapons? You're in tier 2 now? You are in tier 2. Oh, so that's very nice. Being aggressive, but also making sure that they're taking up and doing their economy as well. Current economy is between 115 and 40, and 122 and 50, so very even. First Piranha Skimmer is out and about. And while one dude is punching him, so even that one dude is doing a little bit of damage. But double Piranha Skimmers will be able to avoid close combat with these guys due to their superior maneuverability. And although the main gun can't fire backwards, I do believe his little Tau drones on the side can turn on and fire backwards. Quite a pain to chase after. And with that, the Assault Plague Marines are no longer being reinforced, as now that MrBlueDude has got the tier 2, I assume we are now going to be transitioning to a different unit composition. Here comes the Bane Pit to make maximum use of the vehicle health drain. They've also got a Scourge Incubator, which is by far one of the most fanciest of the slag deposit buildings in Dawn of War Unification. And do you have one over here as well? Yes, you do. Also got those cultist champions to be able to spot the stealth suits. But now in tier 2, I assume. Yeah, you are in tier 2. You should be able to get your Chasphere stealth suit dude and the fusion blasters to help break down those listing posts. Fecklet Normal goes down. Did you get any flies from that Fecklet Normal? I don't think you did. Not that I can see. No. The sound of flies is just a Scourge Incubator. Quite a sizable firing squad from the side of Vrax. Nurgle cultists unable to resist the speed and devastating firepower of the triple Piranha Skimmers. We do have some Plague Havocs in this current iteration of Unification. These guys are a little bit cheaper in tier 2, but they are only good against vehicles, buildings and aircraft. And if you want them to be the squad that basically kills everything with their, what's it called, Pustulant missiles? Something like that. But they're good against infantry and heavy infantry. And it does increase their cost if you lose them and have to rebuild them. But at the moment they're alright. Plenty of stealth suit teams jumping in. But being spotted by the Nurgle cultists. Very unfortunate. The Desecrator is going to smack them upside the head. while the Fire Warriors get into position. They've also got some Chasway in their ranks. 2 per squad. Increases the overall damage output. Stealth Suits managed to kill 1 Desecrator, but another one comes straight out. As we say, just AoE damage when you're next door to him. On models with low health, much like all the tower really, it'd be quite devastating if he's able just to get there. We have seen MrBlueDude on the channel before when he goes for this upgrade. Tends to just spam out the rhinos and put them nearby, but I think the Desecrators are a much better choice as they also do close combat damage. Definitely need to start sorting these guys out, because that's the main source of damage coming into those Desecrators. Over here we do have the Plague Havocs going toe-to-toe with the Piranha Skimmers. Seems like they've killed all but one of them. We'll finish them off with a volley or 2. And they'll be able to turn their attention to the Thermoplasma Generators. Tau now having no access to their... I mean, they've still got access to them, but, you know, they don't have any more stealth suits by the looks of things, question mark. Do you? There's none left alive over here. So they'll probably have a better chance fighting somewhere else. It will take the Desecrators a little while to catch up on them. Why are you not killing this dude? You're just marvelling at the Tau engineering here. Not firing. Why is this? Plague Havocs, they're choosing peace. Choosing peace and love instead of war. There we go. Maybe there's some sort of ability that the Piranha Skimmer used or something. But now they've got their Moxie back. And now the Bloated Rhino. And with the Plague Spewer doing incredible morale damage on top of the health drain when it's nearby people. We have the powerful XV-88 broadside battlesuit there, who's able to utterly rinse their way through vehicle armour. Also, they'll be flanked by some more stealth suit teams. We'll probably, yeah, these guys are going to run back home. Going to save their skin. One of the few vehicles in the game that do actually have skin. As disturbing as that is, comes to replacement Assault Plague Marines. They'll definitely be wanting to sink their Plague Knives deep into the hull of that broadside battlesuit. It's got a poor Pathfinder team. It's going to be on the receiving end of a spewing. And start rebuilding that Scourge Incubator. Tower Commander's back on the field as well, as the Desecrator goes down. One remaining Desecrator attempting to punch the broadside battlesuit. It's still able to fire though. Cannot tie up a broadside battlesuit in close combat, as it does not have any melee damage output. But I wonder if there was a reason why I wasn't firing at the Desecrator. Whether it was because he wasn't, you know, whether Vrax had told him to focus on him, whether he's got like a minimum and maximum range where if you get too close to him, you can't fire at yet. It might be the case. Either way, plenty of vehicles, plenty of Assault Marines. Got that snare trap in there though. And this broadside battlesuit really doing the business. He goes down, but only after being a hand in killing about 3 Desecrators. It's a definite high value there. And now that the Plague Marines have got some sort of critical mass of infantry, now we're able to start pressuring the tower. Also got a Bloated Rhino on the northern side, and I think MrBlueDude, as nice as the Desecrator idea is, just so much cheaper pound for pound to get Bloated Rhinos out, while the Assault Marines do the majority of the damage. These guys can do morale damage and should be there, as mentioned numerous times already. The Rhino sneaks on in. We do have an auxiliary recruitment centre for reasons. Why would you go for an for Crook Shapers? He's in here. Close combat capable. Remarkably good. Also has the best attack animations in vanilla, in my most humble opinion, when he gets a sync kill. We might not see him get a sync kill. It'll take him a while to chunk his way through the armour of the Plague Marines. I assume he's gone for a whole bunch of armour upgrades on these guys as well, which will make them more and more tanky. Not as tanky as we would like on the Mr. Landshark channel, but again, we're not in charge of balancing and all that stuff. The wonderful minds, Unification people, they know how it all works. That ship's still in the middle, still holding them off. Surrounded by, I mean, he's just holding up 3 Plague Marines, which is massive value as it allows these guys to open fire as best they can. And so they do. But once again, the Assault Marines are brought down to 0 models. Bringing forth the Plague Marine Havoc Squad via the bloated Rhino. But now losing that Rhino, he'll have to run away and retreat. A Malignant Plaguecaster joining the ranks and able to do AoE damage to whole squads. Baleful cloud of flies. It's a bit like tadpoles to me, but like air tadpoles, which is like the worst. Speckled Normal coming in as well. At the moment, the tower don't have much in the way of anti-vehicle stuff, with the exception of these stealth suit teams, which now have been spotted by the Malignant Plaguecaster. Could be killed, but there must be some sort of, or what they call Pathfinder team. There they are. Popping a Markalite drone on these guys, increasing the overall range damage that they intake. But yeah, public enemy number 1 for Death Guard are the stealth suit teams. Also adding some corrosive acid around this area. Which, is this the same as a smoke grenade? Question mark? Which adds increased range damage reduction. Does seem like it. These guys aren't taking much in the way of damage. For the moment, at the very least. More blooded rhinos go down. How much do you cost, actually? Oh, the one time you don't buy any. Fine, be like that. We go for Plague Bear's Crawler. A wonderful idea. I mean, just look, this is a massive infantry that's just begging for some artillery to be popped right in the middle of them. So long as they can keep them safe from these stealth teams, they can just jump over and do some damage. Plague Havoc Squad's still alive. Well, now that I mentioned it, this is when they start dying. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I've retroactively killed them. The caster cares, alive and well. At the moment, the tower seems to be doing quite all right. Bloated Rhino trying to make use of that heavy cover along with the Desecrator. Heretic over there gets shot down. Speckled Normal still able to do damage to people, I think, that are nearby him. You see the health just slowly but surely ticking away down him. Generally negative time had by all. Blood Rhino point blank refusing to die. He holds the line as best he can. Same with his Desecrator. Good economy is 156 and 49. Go to 137 and 145. Got double Plague Bear Crawlers. Now got more Plague Havocs. Not sure how I feel about the Plague Havocs now that there's no tower vehicles. That being said, oh, hold on a second. Do apologise, I thought someone was knocking on the door. It's not, it's bonfire night. I'm currently recording these videos on the 5th of November. And there's explosions outside. And I was like, oh dear, explosions. That's not a good sign in the quiet country city streets of what, Yorkshire and Hull. But no, it's just bonfire night. Forget about that sometimes. However, what was I talking about? Things were happening. We've got Commander Longstrike's gunship, got a powerful beastie, also Plague Predator. So actually, Plague Havocs will do all right in this scenario. XV8 Crisis Battle suits jumping on in. I do manage to snag that Plague Bear's Crawler down. Where are the other stealth suit teams? Not there, but one has already gone down. These guys maimed quite efficiently. The tower all over the shop here. Artillery for the Plague Bear's Crawler isn't as long range as other artillery, but is quite accurate. Does a lot of damage in comparison. And it's actually a little bit tankier as well. In the grand scheme of things, able to equip it with entropy cannons and a Rothail volley gun. Just for close range encounters. The towers seem to be waxing and waning in numbers and motivation. They're not vibing with this whole situation, so they will fall back. But the stealth suit teams just being an absolute nuisance, man. No one's a fan of them, apart from themselves, of course. And they're going to go on the northern side and pester the listening post. What kind of economies? Oh, sorry, what kind of tech have we got going on? Got the Coalition Centre and the Montka Tier 3. Going into that Tier 4 as well. I even see some big bad units. Tribulation Mound for those all-important Death Guard commanders.
6 minutes until take and hold victory.
Definitely got a lot of options when it comes to the tactical heroes for the squads. The Desecrators returning to the long march towards the tower base. It'll be interesting. I mean, the tower are going into tier 4. I don't know if they've got tier 4. I mean, 170, that is tier 4 money, but I don't know if that's enough green money to make much use of tier 4. Especially considering that you're trying to get things online like these crazy battle suits, which do cost quite a lot of money. Tower models are not cheap. Every model lost is quite painful. Tier 4 has finished. Longstrike's gunship comes back out. Going to go for an Ethereal, which will give you a free squad of personal bodyguard. All the more firepower. And one good blue mushroom explosion should do a lot of damage to the infantry. I don't think it does that much damage to vehicles necessarily. Any damage is good damage, right? Plague Havocs. Quite accurate. Bending rockets as well. Floating away, ain't going to be saving you from those fandangled explosives. Double Plague Bursters there, and now there's no stealth suits to really keep them in check. Oh, they got triple! Oh, gods! That's some powerful firepower coming in. Longstrike's gunship will sneak their way on in. Did you just die? Or were you just cancelled for more room for something else? Oh, they're going to go for a Nurgle Dreadnought. Interesting. For why? Not as adaptable as the Desecrator. Oh, got the Ethereal. Just charging into close combat. He's got no chill. Why are you doing this? Are you going to aim the blue for down here? Cut off the path of retreat? He's thinking. He's umming and ahhing about his life choices. I don't think his life choices are doing him all that well. Been punched by a Nurgle Dreadnought. I don't know if oh, it's the Plasma Cannon. That's where it's gone from. Plasma Cannon. There's a lot of AoE damage. Ethereal dies. All the morale's broken. We do have these fantastically caped Fireblade Tau there. Look at these bad boys. Beautiful models. Yeah, actually, you know, I agree. Nurgle Dreadnought, not a bad shout. Able to keep these crisis battle suits all busy. As long as they can keep them alive. The Plague Surgeon to provide medical assistance to the Plague Havocs. Got a Fekut Normal here for reasons. But it does seem that even there, those Plague Bear's claws were doing significant damage. Have not been doing a great job at keeping them alive. Well, I said I don't mean as in like he's done a bad job. It's just like the tower just really good at getting around the sides, and because of the sheer range of their weaponry, even things on the back lines can be the target of their fire and their ire. We do have the we've got Vrax, who's got the critical location countdown victory on the go. He's got the one in the middle and one at the top. Cultists are now going over to the top to deny that. But everyone's dying. Everyone's trying. And there's not much. I mean, what's the army size for you at the moment? Tiny. And you haven't got that much economy. So MrBlueDude says GG. Could have held on for a lot longer, but Tower's in tier 4. We've got the firepower. And that's all they could really do. It was a very good match, though, from both players. Definitely a really amazing early point of aggression from those Assault Marines. Did not think that they would survive for that long in there, but managed to get there. But the micro of Vrax being able to move those Tower Fire Warriors around certainly did a good job at keeping them alive, allowing him to save some money to tech up and get the blooming stealth suits on the go. And yeah, the stealth suits, the real heroes going on, making sure that all the vehicles were constantly being knocked down and whatnot. There's another point where there was the Desecrators and the Bloated Rhinos, Plague Havocs and the Assault Marines that came over once again, a second assault that looked like it was really going to have some legs. But no, the tower just saying, right, well, we've just got guns. We'll just keep on shooting at you and eventually you'll go away. And eventually they did go away. So that's a lesson to be learned, boys and girls. Want people to go away? Just have lots and lots and lots of guns. So cheers Vrax for this game into the Discord, and if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one game a week, and there's also Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. My name's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace!